So I'm sure a lot of my viewers are probably following the tragic story in Los Angeles of a teenage girl who was shot by LAPD while they were trying to detain some guy who had gone crazy in the store. And that story actually hits home to me, but actually not because of the girl. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a very tragic story. It hits home to me because of the guy who went crazy. I used to have compulsive binge eating disorder, and I've had times when I've gone crazy over not being able to find my favorite foods. I'm going to talk about a couple examples here. When I was 18 years old, I didn't have a driver's license at the time. I used to routinely walk to a grocery store. I want to say it's about 3/4 of a mile away. And one day I had gotten there, I had gotten very anticipatory about getting my favorite food, and I had forgotten my wallet. And I got so upset. My mind was just jammed up. I was ready to have whatever I wanted. I was so upset that, because you gotta remember, I gotta walk all the way home and then walk all the way back. That would have taken at least an hour, and I couldn't wait that long anymore. And I got so frustrated that I knocked over a number of shelves, and fortunately, this was back in 2005, before people thought they had a need to grab a weapon every time they saw something weird, right? I got home, I lost my appetite, obviously, after what had happened, but I was listening to my answering machine. We live in a small town. Everybody seems to know everybody, and our local police had called our home and left me a message to call them back. And I thought I was in so much trouble. I was naive at the time, and I deleted the message and just tried to forget that incident ever happened. Obviously I didn't go back to that store for, over a year after that, I want to say. 2 years after the incident, I was applying to study at Rochester Institute of Technology as a PhD candidate, and they needed to do a background check. And I thought for sure that incident was going to come up, and I almost didn't want to apply. I thought for sure I'm going to have a lot of explaining to do to my family, and I probably have to take care of it now, right after 2 years. You got to remember, back then, even 2 years later, I was still having compulsive eating attacks like that. It wasn't like I had changed after that incident. And fortunately, it did not come up. Later on, I kind of befriended some of the police officers in our local town, and I came to discover they just wanted to check up on me. Anyway, and then I left to go to school, and I had a number of not so serious attacks. I would be in the middle of a social event, and I would just want to wander away to look for my favorite food. I think I messed up a job interview just like that. I got so consumed at food cravings. We had gone to a buffet restaurant, and my table manners were probably not so good. I got so consumed about something that I liked there. Getting back to the story of what happened in Los Angeles last week, that's the kind of incident that I was heading into. I mean, I've never really assaulted anybody, but the path I was going down, had I not stopped myself 2 years ago when I did, I was probably going down that path. And the story last week reinforces the idea of why I need to regain control of my eating faculties. Now, here's the thing. I don't think it's necessarily always food cravings that are driving all that anger. Sometimes it's not so much the food craving, it's the unexpectedness of the food stopping in some way, right? So last week, just before the shooting, I was at a board game club. We were holding it in an Applebee's, and as you can imagine, when I go to Applebee's, there's a lot of questions I have to ask to make sure the food is safe. I have dietary restrictions. And the waitress was very nice in keeping down notes and all that. She brings the food. She forgets to bring silverware. I'm just in such a mess. It wasn't even because I had a food craving or anything. I just wasn't expecting that. I was kind of expecting maybe the waiter might mess up my food and put butter in something. You know, I have milk sensitivities. Or mess it up, right? I could kind of expect that because I see that a whole lot more than forgotten silverware, right? So my resolution in 2022 is to expect the unexpected and to laugh about it instead of crying about it, right? I think the family of the girl who was shot has done a very good job at taking in the unexpected events, right? Given how serious they were, right? Certainly a lot more serious than missing a set of silverware, right? And I think that's a good role model for me to follow when something much more minor than that makes a turn in my life, right? All right, thanks for watching.